The reactions to Netflix's sci-fi epic Three-Body Problem are, if anything, inconsistent. The reviews from top critics are all over the place, from lavish praise to dices and everything in between. Viewers are similarly split, with some fans of Liu Cixin's novel criticizing the series for its bold adaptive choices, and many others saying Three-Body Problem is one of the best genre shows they've ever watched. One might say it's a chaotic era of Three-Body Problem reactions. Yet among fans who have finished the show so far, one consistent reaction is emerging. The show's cliffhanger ending, no spoilers here, left them really wanting to see what happens next. And showrunners David Benioff, Dan Weiss and Alexander Wu suggest that a second season will be even better than the first. Benioff previously told The Hollywood Reporter for our deep dive cover story on the show, in a quote that has been expanded here at our first Comic-Con for Game of Thrones. Someone asked if we're going to get a second season, he said. I remember saying there's a scene that would happen in season 3. I didn't even want to name it, but RW. For people who know, if we can get there, I think we're going to be okay. And there's a scene in the second season of Three-Body Problem that I feel it's not the Judgment Day scene in season 1. It's one that happens in the second season. Things wildly escape and there's one scene. If we get to it, we're golden. Like when we got to the Red Wedding on Thrones. It's something we've talked about with the Netflix guys, too, he added. Liu Cixin's created this indelible trilogy, and the books just get better for me. The second book is far better than the first, and the third book just completely blew my mind. The story just gets more and more ambitious as it goes, and it takes a huge leap in book 2. So I feel like if we survive to the second season, we're going to be in a good place. The headwind against Three-Body Problem is its hefty price tag, reportedly Netflix's most expensive scripted series ever, costing in the $20 million per episode range. It's a price that a streamer could have more easily swallowed a few years ago when the show was greenlit, during the pinnacle of peak TV and the great IP gold rush. And Netflix is rather notoriously mathematical when it comes to making renewal decisions. Budget and size of audience is one factor that has to go into making renewal decisions, Chief Content Officer Bella Bajaria said last year. Engagement is really important. Did people press play, but they didn't finish the series? Right out of the gate, Three-Body Problem opened at number 2 on Netflix's top TV shows list, which isn't great, but many Netflix hit grow from word of mouth after their initial debut, like Queen's Gambit and Squid Game. Netflix executives have also pushed back on their algorithm is everything reputation, and if there's one show where other factors could put the thumb on their algorithmic scale, it's Three-Body Problem. Put bluntly, in terms of genre programming, Three-Body Problem isn't like Shadow and Bone or Resident Evil, middling titles that have pockets of devoted fandom, but weren't considered prestige TV. Even when balancing the negative reviews, when you have a big ideas show that the likes of the New York Times and New Yorker are praising as a rare species of sci-fi epic that mixes theoretical questions with genuine spectacle and heart, and a morally provocative show with visual grandeur, thrills, and wow moments, such a claim sets Three-Body on a high shelf of cultural importance. While Netflix has endless hours of content, one longtime criticism is that so much of its content is considered trivial. Making Three-Body Problem was clearly a play for a show that, sure, is hopefully a hit, but one that also feels like it matters. Also key is the fact that Benioff and Weiss were hired as part of a massive multi-year overall deal worth at least $200 million. And this is the only series they've showrun themselves, along with Wu. Streamers and networks tend to be a bit more hesitant to scrap shows made by their heavy hitters, which isn't to say Netflix won't pull the trigger. They axed Ryan Murphy's Ratched after one season, for instance. Yet another positive sign is that Netflix is going all in on promoting Three-Body Problem, supporting the show with a strong publicity push at South by Southwest Film and TV Festival and an accompanying podcast. Further helping matters is the fact that, unlike some of its rivals, Netflix is actually doing rather well right now. Its most recent quarterly report had the service adding 13 million subscribers, beating Wall Street estimates. Netflix's stock has nearly recovered from its disastrous plummet in 2022. The show also has a strong advocate behind the scenes in scripted head Peter Friedlander. This project feels very personal to me, Friedlander told us. The experience I had reading the books was unlike any that I had ever really had before. I didn't know what the show would be. How do you process the size of the universe, the size of infinity? These concepts are very hard to embrace, and the way the author wrote about them takes your breath away. I'm proud of pushing through a story that is entertaining and has a wonderful message. The Three Body Problem showrunners say they envision the series as ideally spanning 4 seasons, with a big time jump for the second season. While it's anybody's guess if they'll get all 4, and the show's as-yet-unknown ratings will be key, Three Body Problem does several factors in its favor for a pickup. For their part, the showrunners are wisely proceeding as if a renewal is going to happen, so they're ready to quickly jump back into production. We don't have a second season, but we need to keep pushing forward full steam ahead as if we did, Benioff recently told Games Radar. Because if we do get a second season, we'll need to hit the ground running in terms of pre-production and production to get it out to people in some kind of reasonable time.